What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the garage. As always, we got a special one for you today. We got some company. You've met my brother before in all the past videos, but we have even more people here today, and we're gonna be helping them out. Today I want to welcome to the channel our grandpas, Joe Bob Sellers, the famous Joe Bob Sellers of Las Cruces, New Mexico. What's up, Pop? Say what's up to the people.
Nothing much.
And of course, once again, there's my brother over there. And as you can see, we got the big hunk of a white beast over here in the garage, which is my grandfather's Ram 2500 heavy duty. And we're going to be spending the next few days of this week doing a whole bunch of maintenance on it. He just tipped over 100,000 miles. He needs some help doing it rather than pay the dealerships, as you already know. I don't like to pay the dealerships. We can do it ourselves, especially with all this manpower we got in this garage. So first things first, we're going to be tackling these spark plugs and jumping right into it, guys. If you don't know, these Rams Hemis actually have 16 spark plugs. For every cylinder, they have a set of 2. So my brother's actually already started. First thing we need to do today is take the air box off. One thing I want to mention, we're going to have the fan once again going throughout the video, so I'm going to hopefully speak as loud as we can to make sure we can hear everything. In order to get this air box off, just a simple flathead to unscrew the worm gear on the air box side, and same thing over here on the throttle body side, and of course this connector here. And then you're going to take off the engine cover, and then we'll have a better vantage point of those 16 spark plugs. So we just got off the engine cover and the air box, like I said before. Now we're getting a little better look what's up underneath that engine cover. Big engine, but it's kind of stuck back and down, kind of like the F-150 I have, my EcoBeast, and that makes it very difficult to reach. As you can tell, he's up on a chair, and I have a step stool, and we are well over 6 feet tall. So if you're gonna do this project, going to be pretty difficult to reach some of these. But if you can't see down here, here's where we're looking at. These are the tops of the coil packs. These are where both spark plugs should be. This is the first time we're actually doing this, so it's gonna be a learning process while we're at it. Looks like there's 2 10 millimeters per coil pack. So multiply that by 8. You're gonna have 16 bolts here. So let me get my 10 millimeter out, the universal joint that I love to use, and he'll start undoing these bolts. So hopefully you can see there in the time lapse, but this is the easy side. We got all the screws taken off of each coil pack. These front ones are real simple to reach. That back one there is actually pretty darn tight, and I couldn't use my universal joint in the drill, so I just had to use one of those ratcheting wrenches, which is very handy if you do have those. If not, I would recommend you get some. But we got them out. Again, this was the easy side. So next up, go ahead and disconnect them. These got these little red clips here on top. They look similar to the Ford ones, so I think you just pop them up. Yep, just like that. And well, there goes one. Nope, it looks like they're still good to go. They come out. I thought I broke it like I did in mine. So now once you get those clips removed, you set them out the way, and then you can actually start removing all the coil packs. One thing I like to do is I just kind of keep them in order. So I'll set them up here on the windowsill. This is what they look like, and as you can see, there's 2 boots because there's 2 spark plugs per cylinder. But one thing I can definitely say is this far back one, and it'll probably be the same on that side, it's gonna be difficult. There's just not much clearance around these heater hoses, as well as the harness where the ECU is. So you're gonna have to fidget your arms in there, hands in there, tools in there, all the above, to even get all this stuff out. Alright guys, so now here on the driver's side, it's even more packed, unfortunately. So here's the first coil pack. Managed to get that one, or the bolts rather. Second one is real close to the brake master cylinder, and the third and fourth ones are hidden. They're hidden way back there behind the brake master cylinder, so there's not much room to work with. It's going to be very interesting getting these spark plugs out, so just be ready for these tight quarters. But real quick, I'm going to take these out, and then we'll have both sets of coil packs out. So we got the coil packs out. So now the fun part, get the spark plugs out. But actually, before we get these ones out, we're going to go over to the workbench and prep the new ones. Alright, making our way over to the workbench, we got the new spark plugs out, or I should say half of them. Once again, keeping in mind that there's 16 of them, so there's another box of another 8. We actually already checked them. They are already pre-gapped to about 0.044. And I went ahead and applied some anti-seize, because if you ever work on any spark plug in any vehicle, I highly recommend anti-seize. This one here is the copper one, just higher heat rather than the graphite silver one. So we'll get this applied just to the threads. I'll throw you on the time lapse, get these done, and then we'll get ready to install these guys as soon as we remove the old ones. Got them all prepped and ready. The anti-seize has been applied to only the thread, and we're good to go on the new ones. They're gapped, they're anti-seized, so we'll move our way over there, take out the old plugs, and get these new ones installed. Alright, so back at the engine bay, as always, use that universal joint so you can prevent snapping it off in the block. And since these have been in here for a while, about 100,000 miles, they're going to be tight. Very tight. So all we can do is cross our fingers and hope that they used anti-seize from the factory. So I'm gonna throw you on a time lapse and I'll show you what they look like. Alright, so the first one's out, and as you can see here, it's definitely past time to do. That's actually a good condition for being 100,000 miles. A little bit of white deposits on it, a little bit lean, but then again, at the same time, that's not excessive. Mainly thing I'm looking at is the burnt color. Again, that's just age, but they're pretty much good to go. So we're going to go ahead and go get the new ones installed. Rather than having you sit through another long time lapse on that side of the engine, we're going to go ahead and do that real quick off camera. Then I'll meet you back over here for the coil packs. And now it's time to install the coil packs. So simply just in reverse order, you'll take them. The connector side faces up towards the top of the engine. Remember, you have 2 coil packs or 2 ports for both spark plugs. So just make sure you get those fished in there. Give it a good firm press. And then we'll take 2 of the bolts here. Remember, they're the 10mm bolts. Screw them in and torque them down to probably around 7 foot-pounds. And they should be good to go, nice and snug. So what I'm gonna do, we're gonna put you on a time lapse, get this side installed, and then I'll probably do that side off camera. But we're that much closer to getting this spark plug installed, nice and done. So now, last but not least, we're just going to simply reconnect the connectors on there. They only go on one way, so you don't have to worry about really anything. Nice solid click. If you do still have the red clips, if they didn't break on you like a couple of mine did, you'll give those a push down. And that is simply it to install your coil packs. And now once you get all those coil packs installed, all the cables connected, it's simply now time to reconnect the air box. Slide the hose in right on top of the throttle body, tighten that worm gear. You'll also tighten this other side on this clamp or on this port of the air hose. And then of course you have your breather tube right here. And that is literally it, guys. I think we're actually done for this project. And just like that, guys, you have successfully changed your 16 spark plugs inside your Dodge Ram. Grandpa will never get a Dodge again. But this project's a success. We are done for tonight. It's another late one. Time for us to call it quits. So thank you guys for watching everything, Abram, with my brother, with my grandpa. We'll see you on the next one.